Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about solar energy. Back in 1838, a scientist named Edmund Becquerel published in his findings that sunlight can be turned into energy. And the science community did not pursue it, and the public didn't care, I guess, until the 1970s when the energy crisis or the OPEC oil embargo started. And when that started, people needed alternative types of energy, and one of them was solar energy. And so that's how it really started. And before that, they used it for space program for satellites. And today, we could find solar panels in our homes, like for this calculator. This little black thing is a solar panel, which pretty much charges the whole calculator. And the ones you use in school today are battery powered, but if we get it solar powered, we don't have to change the batteries, which is kind of useful. And I'm going to talk about how the solar energy actually works. So there are many ways to use sunlight or energy into usable energy for us. And I'm going to talk about one of the top three, or the common three methods, which are using heating water pipes, concentrated solar power, and also just the solar panels. First, I'm going to talk about the concentrated solar power. Alright, so concentrated solar power is basically a type of method where the sunlight or some energy is absorbed by this fluid, and the fluids that absorb the sunlight or the energy from the sun go inside these turbines. And what's great about these turbines is it could cool the fluid down, and when needed it could reheat the fluid and create electricity. And this electricity goes through the power lines and goes to the cities. So the solar panel is a simple concept. So basically, the sun sends out photons. And the photovoltaic cells absorb these photons. And each photovoltaic cell contains a positive terminal and a negative terminal, or a positive layer or negative layer. And positive layer has a mix of silicon and a little bit of boron, and the negative layer is a mix of silicon and a little bit of phosphorus. And so these panels, those cells basically convert photons into electrical energy, or electrons. And a bunch of these cells create the solar panel. This process is mainly used by solar electrical thermal power plants. Basically, it concentrates its heat on water, and water is boiled and steam is created, and the steam turns turbines, which generates electricity. Alright, so now we know that how solar energy works. I'm going to talk about how we could apply this knowledge to China's energy consumption. As you can see on this visual, the southwest part of China is really hot. In fact, it receives like an average, I'd say 7.5 to 9 or 8.5 kilowatts per hour. From that information, we could figure out how many solar panels China would need to fulfill its energy requirements. Because according to NEA, National Energy Administration, China uses 434.3 billion kilowatts per hour. Alright, so from this information, we can figure out how many solar panels China would need to fulfill its energy requirements. So it's 434.3 billion kilowatts per hour is needed by the Chinese population. And Southwest China, in total, I guess, an average 8 kilowatts per hour is absorbed. So you divide that, and you get 542.5 million, which is the amount of solar panels China would need to fulfill its energy needs. What's sad about China is that 1/6 of its land only receives a high amount of solar energy from the sun. The rest are very low, meaning it will be hard for China to use this technology nationally. As you can see on this chart, China is probably beating most of the world except the US in the solar energy program. Recently, China has used their solar energy in a smart way. They became the most leading country in the solar cooking program. Most of these cookings are done in Tibet, and in this picture, he is using solar energy to cook his chicken. There are some problems setting up solar panels in some parts of the world because of its land use and the disturbance of wildlife. However, solar panels cost a lot, but these years solar panels have been getting cheaper and cheaper. Currently, setting up a solar panel costs about 8,000 to 10,000 US dollars. There are some problems with building the solar panels and dangerous because they use arsenic and cadmium to create these panels, which are very harmful if inhaled. Solar energy is not as popular as other alternate energy sources because of its price. However, since the prices are lowering, it might be possible to become popular. The cost of solar energy is 50 cents per kilowatt per hour right now. So, right now it is very expensive for making a solar panel. However, if you use it on long term, the costs will decrease because basically it's taking sun's energy, which is basically free. Right now, these scientists are working on beneficial ways to create this solar system better so that it won't cost a lot and it won't hurt the environment as much. And one of the greatest things they're working on right now is excess amount of energy for these solar panels, because once the sun goes down, there's no energy for it. And they have not completed an excess amount of energy, but they're planning to make it